It is not a common event for a single upgrade to completely shift the way that air dominance works. But this is exactly what is happening with the F-22 Raptor in the year 2025. This jet was already seen as the ultimate symbol of stealth and speed. It was already untouchable in the sky. Now, the F-22 is changing once again. This evolution is brutal and deliberate. It is meant to keep the Raptor decades ahead of any other aircraft in the world. These changes are not just small fixes to the way the jet looks. They are not cosmetic improvements. They are deep, structural changes. They are electronic rewrites. They are sensory rewrites. These changes are turning the Raptor into something new. It is moving past being a simple fifth-generation air superiority fighter. It is becoming a networked electronic warfare predator. It is becoming a sensor-fused machine. This new F-22 asserts a level of control that leaves no room for doubt. For the adversary, the stakes are rising fast. What was already a challenge now feels impossible. The most powerful new feature is the infrared defensive system. It is called IRDS. This new system is the most striking new feature. It is a new tool for the Raptor. It changes the entire balance of power in the air. The IRDS is hidden deep inside the F-22's body. This placement keeps the system safe and secret from the adversary. It is a core part of the jet now. This system brings a layer of awareness to the pilot. This awareness is something that simple stealth technology could never give. The IRDS acts as a passive guardian for the jet. It does not broadcast any signal. It does not give away its own position. Instead, it listens to the environment around it. The IRDS is a set of very sensitive sensors. These sensors can detect heat signatures from a distance. They can see the plumes of heat that a missile leaves behind. Crucially, this system can even detect other stealth aircraft. It can do this long before radar systems could ever find them. This new capability is vital for survival. As the years pass, adversary nations are building their own new systems. They are creating new types of infrared search and track systems. These are called IRST systems. As these rival IRST systems become more common, the old idea of traditional radar stealth is no longer enough to guarantee victory. The enemy is trying to close the gap. But the new IRDS system instantly restores the US advantage. It restores that crucial edge. The Raptor does not need to send out a signal to track its enemies. It just listens. It lets the Raptor see the threat without ever being seen itself. It can track dangerous targets without giving away its own location. This means the Raptor can respond to any heat-based danger in its environment instantly. This ability changes the rules of survival in air combat.
Before we get to that, I need your help. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. So I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and help me out.
A decade ago, the Raptor's greatest strength was its invisibility. It could not be seen. Now, it adds a new strength, intuition. The IRDS does not just detect heat in a simple way, it interprets that heat. It uses complex logic to sort through all the sensor data. It can tell the difference between background clutter. It can tell the difference between environmental heat from the sun or the ground. And most importantly, it can tell the difference between that noise and an actual threat. This process gives the pilot a picture of the battle space that is incredibly clear. It feels almost human in its understanding. The adversary thinks they have found a weakness in traditional stealth. They think their new IRST systems give them an edge. But the F-22 simply upgrades its own eyes. The enemy's attempt to challenge US dominance is instantly humiliated. Their new technology is immediately exposed as being weak. The US stays in control. The victory feels inevitable because the adversary's attempts to catch up are shut down at every turn. This initial victory is a powerful, satisfying reward for the audience. The stakes were high, but the answer was simple. The US simply advanced faster. Beyond this new sensor, the F-22 is also undergoing a massive electronic warfare upgrade. This change is just as important. The power of the Raptor's electronic warfare capability is being doubled. Electronic warfare, or EW, is a war fought over information. It is the ability to deny the enemy the information they need to fight back. It is about making their sensors lie to them. The Raptor's new EW package is designed to silence and confuse every opposing radar system. It is also designed to cut off the enemy's communications. This means the adversary cannot talk to each other. They cannot see the battle space clearly. They are completely disoriented. This upgraded capability is a decisive blow against any rival. It allows the Raptor to fly much deeper into dangerous areas. It allows it to stay in the fight for a longer time. Most importantly, it allows the Raptor to completely dictate the terms of the engagement. The enemy is left scrambling in the dark. Their entire system is thrown into chaos. This electronic power works with a major upgrade to the jet's main radar. The AN/APG-77 active electronically scanned array radar is already a world-class system. Now, it is getting a major boost. It is receiving more power. It is getting completely new software. This updated radar can find targets with much better clarity. It can see them at a much greater range than before. The system can also switch between different modes faster than any adversary can expect. It is now much better at handling electronic jamming efforts from rivals. The enemy tries to disrupt the signal. The Raptor simply cuts through the noise. The combination of this doubled EW power and the updated, stronger radar creates something truly dominant. It creates an electronic wall. This wall is impenetrable to the enemy. It blinds and disorients any opponent who tries to engage the F-22. The adversary is overloaded with false information and confusion. They cannot tell what is real and what is a trick. In contrast, the US pilot maintains complete, decisive control. The tension builds when we consider the power of the enemy's electronic systems, but the relief comes when the F-22 simply doubles its own power. This is a clear assertion of dominance. It shows that even when the enemy tries to escalate the electronic warfare game, the US is already steps ahead. They cannot keep up with the scale of the risk the US is willing to take because the US controls the technology that nullifies the risk. The physical flight of the F-22 is also being enhanced. The flight control software has been greatly improved. This new software allows the jet to perform sharper turns. It allows for more precise energy management during a dogfight or high-stress maneuver. The Raptor can use its speed and altitude with total efficiency. This gives the pilot a mechanical advantage that is hard to beat. But the biggest change to the pilot's experience is the new AI-assisted navigation system. This system is a powerful tool. It dramatically reduces the amount of work the pilot has to do during a mission. The artificial intelligence handles the routine tasks. The AI manages the complex flight path planning. This frees the pilot's mind completely. It allows the pilot to focus only on the mission. The pilot can think only about defeating the enemy. The adversary's pilots must still struggle with old ways of managing information.
Before we get to that, I need your help. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. So I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and help me out.
The US pilot is given a clear mental advantage. This difference is critical in a high-stakes, near-miss combat scenario. The near-miss is avoided not by luck, but by the relentless logic of US technology. The narrow margins of air combat are instantly made wider in the Raptor's favor. The F-22 is also becoming the absolute center of the battle space. This is due to an advanced data link networking system. This new network allows the Raptor to share its complete sensor picture instantly. It can send this data to all allied assets in the area. This includes other jets. It includes ships on the water. It includes ground units fighting below. The Raptor becomes the main planner for the entire battle. It is the quarterback for the whole operation. The pilot of the F-22 sees the full and complete picture of the fight. Every other allied asset sees only the information they specifically need. The system filters the data. This high-level control makes any coordinated attack perfectly seamless. There is no lag. There is no confusion. It means that any response from the enemy is made impossible. When the enemy sees one jet, They are actually seeing a coordinated team that acts as one mind. The enemy is dealing with an overload of decisive action, while their own forces are in disarray. This is the difference between chaos and order. The US represents competence and order. The adversary represents confusion and weakness. This is a key moment for identity binding. The audience aligns completely with this decisive US competence. The new data link capability means that the F-22 is not just a fighter jet. It is a node of overwhelming power. It is an information hub. It asserts absolute dominance over the information space. The pilot is not just a fighter. The pilot is a strategic commander. The F-119 engine that powers the Raptor remains a key part of its dominance. This engine is already the gold standard in aviation. It is known for its incredible thrust. It is famous for its efficiency. It is proven by its reliability. The new upgrades bring changes to this engine as well. New coatings and new materials are being used in the engine's construction. These changes dramatically reduce the time needed for maintenance. This means the jets spend more time in the sky and less time on the ground. These new materials also improve the engine's performance during high-stress flight. This extends the Raptor's operational reach. It allows the jet to fly farther and operate longer in contested airspace. The efficiency of the F-119 is a quiet victory. It is an intermittent reward that confirms the US focus on long-term, sustainable dominance. The adversary focuses on flash and immediate threat. The US focuses on flawless, persistent presence. The Raptor is also getting an upgrade to its firepower. The weapons bay has been redesigned. This redesign allows the F-22 to carry new and larger weapons. One of the new weapons is the AIM-260 Joint Advanced Tactical Missile. This is called the JATM. This missile has a much greater range than older weapons. It also flies at a much greater speed. This allows the Raptor to destroy enemy targets from a safe distance. The F-22 can remain out of the danger zone. It can deliver its strike with decisive, untouchable force. The enemy is taken out without ever getting a clear shot. This is a clear demonstration of US technological superiority. The upgrades do not stop at missiles. The F-22 is now set up to control loyal wingman drones. These are unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs. The Raptor pilot can direct these drones in the air. The drones act as an extension of the pilot's own aircraft. This capability multiplies the Raptor's presence in the battle space. It allows the US force to be everywhere at once, and most critically, it achieves this goal without risking the pilot's life. The F-22 has become a true command hub. It is the center of robotic combat operations. The enemy must face a single stealth fighter that is actually controlling an entire squadron of robotic allies. This is a dramatic escalation in capability. This novelty of drone control asserts an entirely new level of dominance. The pilot is in command of the future of air warfare. The adversary can only watch as US power multiplies itself effortlessly. The F-22 Raptor is more than just a jet. It is a legacy. It is not simply old hardware being updated. It is a living cornerstone of air power. Its place is unmatched in the history of aviation. No other jet has shaped the development of global aviation cycles like the F-22. It has been the absolute yardstick for decades. Critics sometimes point out that the Raptor had a small production run. There are fewer than 200 units built. They argue that this small number limits the jet's true impact on the world stage. But this argument is flawed. The scarcity of the jet does not weaken its influence. It amplifies it. Because the F-22 aircraft is so incredibly advanced, even a very limited deployment immediately tilts the global balance of power. The value of the Raptor is not found in its numbers. It is found in its dominance per unit. A single F-22 can assert more control than entire squadrons of lesser aircraft. In every coalition scenario and every combat scenario around the world, the Raptor leads the way. Every other force simply follows the path it creates. The adversaries are humiliated by this simple fact. Their massive investment in quantity is shown to be weak against US quality. This is the ultimate tribal male-male dynamic, the US assertion of complete technological superiority that cannot be challenged. The F-22's existence leaves the world's air forces in a constant, futile chase. They are chasing a ghost. Every single stealth fighter project that has started since the Raptor's debut has carried the exact same mission statement. That statement is simple: beat the F-22. The entire logic of rival air power is centered on failing to surpass the Raptor. None of them have fully succeeded. The goal remains out of reach. The constant pursuit is a clear sign of the Raptor's dominance. Now, with the newest round of upgrades, the challenge is even steeper. The mountain for the adversary just grew taller. The new AI-assisted navigation is online. The improved infrared tracking of the IRDS is deployed. The enhanced data link networking is linking all assets together. The new drone coordination capability is active. The gap is widening again. The Raptor is no longer just a jet fighter. It has become the high watermark of human-engineered air supremacy. It is the defining feature of control in the sky. The F-22 Raptor is not merely surviving the test of time. It is actively defining what survival means in aerial warfare. It is the final yardstick. It is the ultimate challenge for every other nation. It is the obsession of rival military planners across the globe. For those rivals, the Raptor represents the summit of air power. They can see this summit clearly, but they can never reach it. Their failure to match this technological power is a recurring rituality. Every cycle of adversary development ends with the same result: U.S. dominance. This leads to the lasting consequences of this technological lead. The lesson is simple: U.S. innovation is relentless. The deterrence factor is absolute. Any adversary that considers challenging air superiority must first accept the impossible task of defeating a machine that is decades ahead of their own. This creates a lasting strategic shift. The conversation about air dominance no longer asks what the future will bring. It asks how long it will take the US to define the future again. The jet is so capable and so completely untouchable that it changes how the sky itself must be understood by its pilots and by its enemies. This is the central paradox of progress in warfare. New technology keeps arriving every year. But the upgraded F-22 Raptor remains the future. It is a statement of enduring, undeniable American power. The cycle of fear and relief continues. Tension builds as rivals announce new projects. The relief comes swiftly as the US responds with a Raptor upgrade that exposes their weakness and reasserts total control. The threats of the future are not fully resolved, but the tools to defeat them are already flying. The US owns the sky, and that fact is not open for debate. This reality settles over the audience, solidifying their identity with US competence and order, and leaving no doubt about the inevitable outcome of any future conflict. The fight is over before the enemy even takes off. What you've seen is only the beginning. America's power is just getting started. On your screen is the next video. Click the video, it opens right away, and you'll watch US jets and technology strike even harder.